Hey, fight fans, it's Ted Check. Sean Strickland might be the MMA crusader that we need right now. It's not who we want, but it's who we need. Or he's the MMA crusader we never knew we needed. He is the guy. Now, Dana White, UFC president Dana White, is famous for saying that he lets his fighters say whatever they want. And Sean Strickland, I think, more than just about anybody, has taken full advantage of that. I mean, this guy is so. Watch some of his press conferences. He's incredibly unfiltered. And it's just stream of content. It's like whatever he gets here comes out here. There's no filter. There's absolutely no filter whatsoever. And I think it's very refreshing. I mean, you may not agree with everything that comes out of the guy's mouth, but he's real. He's as real as it gets. The old UFC phrase. Let's take a look at something here. So I believe it was last week. Okay, that's just a gallery. Last week, he said he came across some information about a certain mixed martial arts manager, former fighter It's either Goshen or Gosen. Anyway, he's spoken with at least one victim, alleged victim. And they have said that this guy Tiki Gosen has allegedly engaged in predatory behavior, including assault and soliciting sexual favors. And I'm going to call him Sean Shirk. Sean Strickland even went so far as to challenge Tiki Goshen and was almost inviting a lawsuit. He was almost daring him to sue Sean Strickland because through the course of if there was a lawsuit, that all of this information would come out. And it's not just one victim. Apparently there are more, although Sean Strickland has spoken with at least one. He vowed to bring the victims' stories to the attention of the UFC while respecting their wishes to remain anonymous. If they want to stay in the shadows, I will respect that, but I am going to ask if I can share their messages with the UFC. Tiki, you don't deserve the life you have. Wow. I mean, no holds barred right there. Now, this Tiki Gosen guy, he actually, he manages quite a few guys. And Aljamain Sterling is one of them. And he said, after catching wind of what Strickland was doing, Sterling says, I'm receiving a lot of messages on social media regarding my management. That's talking about Tiki Goshen. I can 100% confirm that I learned of the accusations this week. I don't have all the information, but this is not a reflection of me in any form. So he is quickly going, whoa, don't know about that guy. I don't know that guy. I don't know what you're talking about. So at least he's saying that. But now the question is to Aljo, well, now that you know the information, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to look into it further and then decide, if you want this guy to continue to be your manager, or are you going to just bury your head in the sand and be like, well, I didn't know, so, no big deal. That's pretty interesting. Be interesting to see what happens there with Aljo. Now, this week, Strickland was on a podcast. I can't remember the name of the podcast. But he, remember, if we're going back a few months, remember his feud with Machine Gun Kelly. This guy, Machine Gun Kelly, who I guess is a rapper and whatever else. And he's now, is it dating or is he married to Megan Fox? Anyway, Strickland got into, had like a verbal confrontation, if you will, with Machine Gun Kelly when they ran across each other at it was a slap fight event. And Strickland was like, what are you supposed to be here? You look like you look like a vampire, but he embellished it a little bit more. A vampire that apparently has some homosexual inclinations. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Anyway, so they got this feud going, and I think he might have said a few things about Megan Fox's kids. She's got 3 boys, and these are all boys. Although this son is wearing something that's talking about girls. Um, and the headline, so she had these kids with actor Brian Austin Green. She's no longer with Brian Austin Green from 90210 fame. She's with MGK, Machine Gun Kelly. But here, Brian Austin Green insists he's not a bad father after defending Megan Fox over son's girls' clothes. So what a coincidence that all three of these children, you know, seem to have the same proclivities, and people are blaming that on Megan Fox. So then, Strickland, when he was on this show, he said he got a DM from Megan Fox telling him to lay off because she's been bullied online and her children have been bullied because of that. Um, and so at first he didn't know, so she hit me up, and I was like, fame level reached, because she was reaching out to him, that he had finally made it as far as fame is concerned. But hey, my kids get bullied, and I get bullied online because you said they are this word right here, and they're not. They just want to dress like rock stars. Well, look, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. Okay, there was that time in rock and roll where you had guys wearing lots of makeup. They had long hair, and then you add the makeup to it. But still, somehow they were able to retain that masculinity. It was an interesting time, because they were, trust me, most of those guys very masculine as far as the groupies and all that kind of stuff. But these children, I don't know. That's the big debate. These kids aren't old enough to make those kinds of decisions, and yet here you are as a parent, either influencing them, forcing them, or allowing this to happen. That kind of thing. Because it seems very chic in Hollywood now. I think some people have said that it's just kind of a soup du jour, if you will, in Hollywood to have your children be a certain way. I don't know about that, but back to my original point, which was so Strickland found the whole thing kind of amusing, and he did kind of agree, like, hey, look, I don't think that the children should be involved. I think is what he said, something along those lines. Sorry, Megan, I'll shut the F up about it, but you still drink blood and shit. You still do a lot of weird shit, Megan. So even in his apology, uh, he kind of just he had to keep it real. He had to say exactly what was on his mind, and we can always count on that as far as Strickland is concerned. I don't know. We'll have to see if this feud is over between Sean Strickland and Megan Fox and her whatever, Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah, but I mean, that's Sean Strickland for you. The guy just bleh, verbal vomit. Call it verbal vomit. Call it diarrhea of the mouth. Call it what you will, but yeah, the guy is a straight shooter. He tells you exactly what's on his mind all the time. So he's the MMA crusader. Crusader? What the hell is that? MMA crusader that we need right now. Absolutely. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. We're gonna end it here. Talk to you later.